right, let's do it. We are getting into Erangel to start things off here. It is points rule. Kills are going to matter. Placement is going to matter as we have all of these teams colliding to find out who moves on to the grand final once again. Let's head over to Porosaurus and Toby for all the action.
Thank you so much, Claris, and welcome back to PGC 2021, presented by Alienware and Toomey. I am Porosaurus. Joining me once again is Toby for this final week of weekly finals. It works out pretty well there, right? You can see over there the Pickup Challenge VP up in the top spot, 26.8%. Toby, do we think VP's got it this week?
I hope so. I would say I take that for granted, but I'm not gonna take anything for granted. But the fact that they got 116 already should be through, pretty much guaranteed. Having said that, please don't hot drop anyone. Just, you know, for the sake of my mental health, please don't do it. The only team I'd want to see, I mean, I'd allow see doing it would be Liquid in terms of them being very guaranteed to already being through. Of course, Virtus Pro, with the amount of points they've been able to accumulate, pretty much guaranteed to be through as well. But we've seen crazier things than a team not qualified before. But of course, Liquid already written that they're going to be making it on into the finals. But they are not going to hot drop either. They're going to take a chill, and VP going to hop out late up towards Sarky. They will go.
Yeah, it looks like Liquid deciding that they want to go for the money. And why not get an extra 30K for getting another win and get the bragging rights, essentially, of saying that you won 2 of the weekly finals when only 4 teams have been able to make all 3 weekly finals. If Liquid could come in here and win 2 in a row, that would be absolutely stunning, as we see Interforce 36 landing a little bit close to Heroic, but they're just going to steal some cars. Never mind, Beamy already popping off.
Oh, that is a dangerous turn there. I don't think he saw exactly where he is shooting from, fortunately. In a hurry, they know that they're like, again, expecting the circle to go north, but when do you take your shot? You want to be able to line up a double. I think that's what they're waiting for. They want to be able to get 2 knocks in an instant, not just 1.
They're
because they are still playing. Yep, they are still playing outside the circle, so waiting, saying, come on, Fury, you know you have to make a way. Fury, get the hell out of here. One more car comes in, that's the buggy, that's the slow accelerator, and that's going to be Flood down early.
Oh, Yanli will find Flood, but Zenon immediately gets traded back. Flood is going down Insight, taking shots back up, but he's in the middle of the open. Not a ideal position for him. And meanwhile, VP hears this going on. Look at them. They're starting to wrap back up in this direction as SSR hits the nasty sniper onto Wykick and Mookow. It's down to Insight and Ronin.
Look at VP situation for both these teams. And VP, I mean, they know that there's something going on here. If there's a team that ain't holding back on a like pretty much free third-party opportunity, that would be Virtus Pro. We're back in point system. We're back on the edge, making the flank around here. VP know that they can't commit to a center position early on. Development of Heroic over the course of this tournament. They've had some really great shining moments, and then they've had moments that they, alongside their fans, would probably want to forget more than anything.
That's just about everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. In the meantime, Dignitas knew they had to make their way somewhere, and they're running straight into, I should say the other way around, a tackle route, running straight into Dignitas here, but they see them, they catch them off guard, they get the double, and there might actually be 2 knocks up for Resia Jayers, though kind of exposed on that hillside.
A little bit exposed. They're still going to go for it, though. Heroic going to start wrapping down that way as we check in with Team Liquid.
Playing.
Liquid doing their best to survive right now. That is an easy rock to grenade, though, and Ibby going to take some big deeps, but we'll stay alive for now. Navi still focused down, but we'll see if they can find out the Liquid guys. As Oath now will spot out Ghibli, Spear down, Adder down. It's down to just Lambu, but Oath has to put things on pause, go for the res, but the grenades are coming out. E36 in a good position to gatekeep here, and Perfectix and Lou, keep an eye on them from VP as well. They could get involved.
Now finally GEN.G getting an angle onto Heroic. 2 will fall pretty much in an instance. That should be them down and out soon. In the meantime, Oath actually pushing forward here. They know they have to make a play. They have Virtus Pro around still. They got Interforce 36, and they're pushing into Ghibli as well. So a 4-way fight, essentially, on that northern side. In the meantime, Liquid knew they had to make a play, and they sure do. EB finds one with the nade, gets the second one instantly after, but Aaliyah is there to trade it in return, and Mexi now all on his own, trying to make a play out of here. It's going to be practically impossible. And if Navi do this fast enough, if they can fight Mexi fast enough, they might just be able to get all the knocks up as well.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's pushing Navi right now. So even though this fight is going on and somebody could third party, Donawa doesn't want to leave their ditch. GEN.G doesn't want to leave. So everything's pretty free here for Navi. Mexi, though, needs to be taken care of. He's going to be able to make the run. As somehow Navi going to pull away long enough just to afford him a way to break the LOS here, but he is right on the footsteps of Navi and Donawa, and Navi needs to be careful. If they overcommit to trying to commit Mexi here, they could engage Donawa here.
Spots one over the top, easy
Nice
peasy for Quizzy, gets him down, and this is exactly what Navi wanted. They set up on the top, they held their horses, they waited for the fight to escalate on the north side, and they knew we can't take a fight downhill to Liquid before we know our bag is safe. Once they heard Enterforce 36 and Ghibli get into it, they knew they have to focus on what they're doing right now. That should mean we're playing with our back practically free. Now we can force the fight, but we gotta execute it fast. They did, they get the edge of the circle, and now they get the new circle as well.
And while Navi was cleaning up, Liquid, Oath, and Ghibli both get taken care of on that northern side. You can see Lou still up for VP, and T-Bone, well, T-Bone gets spotted out. Looks like he's going to go down, so that's going to be one snake taken care of. Meanwhile, E36 going to have to make their way in from the north, but they have some pretty decent cover to work with. It's kind of a waiting game with Mad. Meanwhile, Navi landed some dirty shots here. They're going to spot YJ, get the knock and the flush.
Did you see him too? Behind the tire?
Oh, Leklo trying to hide his best.
If they can get him down there, like if they can take out Danoa's position, exactly. If they get the instant on him knowing that spot is completely up for grabs, look at the circle. That's completely on the dot. The thing is, I don't know if Navi wants to commit center that early on, because if they do, that would leave the position they're currently in up for another team to try and take, and then they could be the ones finding themselves in what is currently Danoa's position, being shot at from both sides. So I like the fact that they do the damage, but that they don't overcommit to the center position yet, because as you see now, Aaliyah up over the top trying to get info. In the meantime, Lou trying to crawl forward, but they're spreading out on their side of the circle. They play off of what they already have info on. Look
Absolutely.
At this. Lou sneaky peeky forward, 1v4 against E36. Look to the right, pure boy. There's a snake in your midst.
Where have we seen a VP snake before? Was it Lou last time too? I think it might have been. As it was a few games back. Aaliyah will take the shots down towards E36 through the smoke. Gonna find Amanat, and that's gonna lay them down as Lou opens up. He finds Pure Boy, and now E36 down to just Star-Lord and the other name because it's in gray and it's hard to read. I'm sorry. Star-Lord and Indigo. There it is. Okay, our two former Korean players. Mad gonna make the crash, and they're gonna pay the price. GEN.G is lighting him up, and Star-Lord will finish him off. Star-Lord staying alive for E36.
What a hold off there. Him and Indigo working well with both utility and solid aim coming through. Madland thought they had a play to make on the west side of the east side of the circle, sorry, but they get butchered in just a matter of seconds. And just like that, down to 4 teams, a lot of them battered and bruised. And GEN.G, Navi still 4 alive on both sides. GEN.G's been able to play the compound for a while, but now they're starting to make the move on out as well.
Yeah, and part of me wonders if Navi didn't take this position specifically because they knew that GEN.G most likely would be looking down here, and Navi has just a ton of throwable utility, offensive utility that they can work with, and that is just such an easily grenadable position there. If you're Navi, especially from where GEN.G was coming from. So Navi just holding down their line right now. They like that line a little bit better, and it's opening up to shots onto GEN.G. So so far a lot of damage coming through on that squad. Navi 7 kills. We'll see if they can wrap this thing up.
Pio, you've got to watch out up on that rooftop, because you're all alone up there, buddy. If they get a knock, it's going to be real hard for anyone to commit to getting a rest onto you. Melman does find Indigo. So, I mean, if they can get down into Force 36, there might be a play for them to make. There you go. That's one down. Need to find Star-Lord as well. But this angle, I mean, you can see how well positioned GEN.G are right now. The thing is, Navi has to make a move, and the edge of the compound is just exactly enough that I think Pio is going to stay on the roof until this circle is closed all the way in. But Navi can't really make an aggressive play before they put down the player on the top, but Star-Lord does it for them. Just 3 HP left for Star-Lord, but he finds it, gets a headshot confirmed down towards Est as well. He's going to go down and return, but this, if any moment at all, should be when Navi tries to make a play.
Absolutely, they've got to open up the gates. They see the knock in the kill feed. Melman going to spot out Esther trying to make the run with Pio's body in his hand. Quizzy going to hop in the US, try to get for the flanking angle. Asura will spot him out, and Nanonix going to nail him out of the car. I like the idea from Navi, but it doesn't pay off as Aaliyah now going down, and GEN.G turning things around here while Pio is still knocked.
Yep, such a hard play for them to make. They knew they had to make a run eventually. Esther, 1 HP. Melman finds him through the smoke. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Example is up close. Unfortunately, doesn't really have any utility to utilize, trying to take him down at a distance. As I say that, no, what am I saying? 4 nades, make them 3 nades, now 2. Trying to throw one forward. That one couldn't bounce. Solid damage coming through, down to 41 HP.
Oh, these nades, if these nades can land, they're going to try to go for the res on Alia. Well, while the push comes through from Melman, he will clean up Esther. Now it's 100% down to Isura and Inonix. Inonix knows that they're right down below him, but he can't see, doesn't have an angle on this, but he is going to slowly creep up, try to see if he can take advantage of Melman. Now, example, going to get spotted down. Inonix making the push here. Melman gets knocked low. Aaliyah going to have to pull up. He's going to find Inonix, and now it's a 1v1.
Such a hard position for Masura to play in. This is going to be, as you said, a 2v1. They're not taking anything for granted here. They want to get the rest on, but Nonix crawling for Endo. They want to deal with the top player. They want to get the hills up under control. Melman still not to be hit by that molly, just yet able to play on the backside of it. Doesn't have a rest. He has no clue that Asura's made his way up this close, and there you go. One person down now, 1 versus 2. Asura has the hilltop, but he has to get downhill in order to win this one out, should it come to it. Up over the hilltop, up against Example and Aaliyah. 11 kills for Navi so far.
Oh, this has been a hell of a game for Navi, and now if they can wrap this up, that'd be absolutely beautiful. GEN.G also looking good so far. Asura gonna reposition, use whatever of that high ground ridge line he has left, but it's so hard for him. Every time he peeks, his little head is gonna pop up, and that's the only thing that Navi is looking for. And they spot him out. Aaliyah gonna make the push, try to get a little bit closer, while Example watches from range. They've got him pinned down. They just got to see him peek. The smoke's coming through for Asura.
He doesn't see Aaliyah. Aaliyah's made it up 1 level further. Now he does spot him out over the top. And as you said correctly, there you go. There's the kill. Example will find a 12-kill win for Navi here in the first. Such a hard position for Masura to play, because, I mean, at this level of play, they will get the 1-2 bullet advantage seeing his helmet before he spots them, and they take perfect advantage up to the low ground position. Hard game for Navi, helped out a little bit by Starlord there in the end, but they get themselves the win.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game from Navi playing from that eastern side. That's the Navi that we've been expecting to see for quite some time. They've shown it in flashes. Let's see if they show it for the entirety of these weekly finals here. They show it in match number 1. Let's throw it over to the analyst desk to see what they have to say about game number 1.
Oh, Navi getting themselves that win.